I never said murder slash suicide. No, it is murder. It is. I said she's a culprit in her own way. What she was doing. She had her own agenda, and maybe she is involved with the mastermind. Who knows? I mean, that's why we were asking for a CBI inquiry. She comes after 30 days and asks for a CBI inquiry, does a vault fast completely, a U-turn, and now says, I don't want it. So you can see that how desperately they are trying to save themselves from the noose. People finally sort of closed upon the photograph and discovered that it looked like a clear-cut case of murder. I mean, the entire story started from there. So we are really thankful to the person who surreptitiously sent it to us, because otherwise it would be one of those murders which was passed off as suicide. The mark was very suspicious because it was a very symmetrical mark which formed an O. And normally when somebody hangs himself or herself, the mark goes up from the neck above, just probably taking the bit of chin close to the ear and all of that. Also, his face was not distorted. It seemed that, he was drugged and probably then killed.
Post Sushant Singh Rajput's mysterious death on June 14th, a lot of celebrities remained tight-lipped about the entire incident. But there was Shekhar Suman rallying and fighting for justice for Sushant. Today is a big day because the CBI probe is going to happen, and we have Shekhar sir joining us for a conversation only on Pink Villa. Hello, Shekhar sir. How have you been?
It's a big day. I'm good. Are you happy? Yeah, I'm rejoicing. I'm exultant. There are no words to express my happiness, and I think that goes for everybody else who was fighting this case, that we were waiting endlessly for this day to happen, and eventually it has. Today is a very blessed day. It's a sacred day that two of the most significant things of this country has happened. One, that the Ram Mandir foundation stone has been finally laid after a wait of 500 years, and after 50 days of waiting on the Sushant case, where we were pressing upon for a CBI inquiry. That has finally happened. So we just eternally thankful to God. I think it was God's wish.
But I want to know that the probe had been happening for the last 50 days. What actually made you think from the very beginning that there was some kind of suspicious or malicious behavior around Sushant and the whole
just everything, just right from point A to point Z, wherever we traveled, you could see right from the beginning that the narrative was set for a suicide theory. We need to be very thankful to the cop who was there, who illegally sent out pictures of Sushant Singh Rajput. I think the entire episode, the entire story emanated from there, that people finally sort of closed upon the photograph and discovered that it looked like a clear-cut case of murder. I mean, the entire story started from there. So we are really thankful to the person who surreptitiously sent it to us, because otherwise it would be one of those murders which was passed off as suicide. So this was a very obvious attempt to pass off murder as suicide, which has happened even in the past. And God knows how many people have been murdered and they have been passed off as like suicides. But this time, I think it says that you can probably get away with, your few murders or few crimes, but you cannot get away with it all the time. So, I think
one point that triggered it in you or made you feel that there is
it was the mark. It was the mark on his neck. It was the mark on his neck and the absence of a suicide note. You see, the kind of person that Sushant was, he would have definitely left a suicide note. That he didn't. I mean, he was a prolific writer. He used to maintain a diary. He had regular posts. So why wouldn't he, exonerate people close to him? Why would he put their life in danger or jeopardize their future by not writing a suicide note? Because then everybody would come under suspicion. So that just led me to believe that, this looks like murder. And then the mark was very suspicious because it was a very symmetrical mark which formed an O. And normally when somebody hangs himself or herself, the mark goes up from the neck above, probably taking the bit of chin close to the ear and all of that. Also, his face was not distorted. It seemed that, he was drugged and probably then killed. There was not even a single picture of of him hanging. Not a single picture. Even till date, you haven't seen him hanging. You haven't seen the body hanging. So what is the guarantee that he was hanging there? He was probably murdered and just left on the bed. And then about, the locksmith coming mysteriously appearing from somewhere. CCTV footage was missing. The fact that he was partying, and there were different versions then started coming out. I mean, toward the end, day before, we heard that there were 3 people claiming that they got the body down. The ambulance driver said, I got it down. The ambulance owner said, the police got it down. That Pithani chap said, I cut the cloth. So, it was very evident that these were all shoddy players who didn't even their lives.
There were glaring inconsistencies in the statements that
Is inconsistencies. Yes, you are just so right. And then, it's like when you go to hide one lie, you end up saying so many more lies that you tend to hide one thing, you tend to unravel so many other things unknowingly. So this is what they're probably not perfect murderers. They are not absolute professionals. So they have left too many trails behind. And then I could be wrong, you could be wrong, someone else could be wrong. Millions of Sushant fans cannot be wrong. Millions. All of them gathered on social media and they were playing, investigative forensic experts. They did their own investigation. They came to their own conclusion, looking at every minute details and loopholes and lacunas that these guys left behind. And eventually what came out was far more shocking because, even right from day one, I was saying that Disha's death and Sushant's death are somewhere interconnected. It cannot be a coincidence. I mean, it can be, but it doesn't seem like a coincidence. There were actually 4 people, including Sushant, who died within a span of 1 month. So it was like very scary. It was straight out of a pot boiler, like a thriller film. It was happening, and as days passed by, as the noise and the protest became louder, I think they just started making more mistakes, and there were more people who came to the forefront. The people who were close to them, who earlier, for some reasons best known to them, had not come forward, and then they came and blurted out a lot of details that were not earlier available. So these information were very, very crucial and very important. So now it seems absolutely clear that it was murder. And right from day one, I have been insisting it's murder, it's murder. I've never, ever, my mind has wandered and thought it could be suicide. I never said murder/suicide. No, it is murder. It is.
You have always called for the CBI probe. But I also want to ask you that, with the FIR and the allegations that are leveled against Rhea Chakraborty, what is your opinion on that? What do you think? Because a few days ago, you said that she's just a scapegoat and there are a lot of other people who are behind it. So what do you have?
Yes, I'm not exonerating her. I said she's a culprit. In her own way, what she was doing, she had her own agenda. And maybe she is involved with the mastermind. Who knows? I mean, that's why we were asking for a CBI inquiry, for the facts to come out. So she's part of the game. She's part of the script. It's not that she's away from that, but she could be a smaller fish. She could be a smaller criminal, with small time crimes and stuff like that. There can be bigger minds sort of maneuvering her. So that's it. And the fact that the Mumbai police, after 50 days, still not lodged an FIR, quarantine an IPS officer. And before that, there were 4 policemen who had come, were roaming around scot-free. So, they were just bungling it up. They just washed it up. They didn't, they actually had no idea that the lid would be blown off. They were not prepared for it. So it was like suddenly on their face and they didn't know where to go. It's like if they had any knowledge, they would have been prepared. They would have shielded themselves. They would have safeguarded themselves. But it came so soon, it was almost like a tsunami that hit them, that they all got cornered.
Also, sir, there has been a financial angle in the whole thing where the family has alleged that a lot of money to the tune of 15 to 17 crores has been, taken away from Sushant's account. Do you think that also has something to play out in the whole picture?
Yes, of course. I think everything is interlinked. You just catch probably one end, and you'll probably solve the entire puzzle. It's just getting one right lead, and financial embezzlement is a part of it. All of that. I think, as I said, this girl probably who was planted as a mole, or probably she had very devious intentions of coming and fobbing him off, duping him of his money. Who knows what the plan was? Or this was just one of the smaller plans on the side. The bigger plan was to bump him off. Or you don't know what was actually happening. All of that, this is like a jigsaw puzzle. I think once the CBI gets into it, you will have to join the dots together. You have to join the pieces, and the correct picture would emerge then.
A month after Sushant's death, I think Rhea Chakraborty was one of the first to come out and say that I am Sushant Singh Rajput's girlfriend and I want a CBI probe. Today, her lawyer and she are completely against the idea of a CBI probe, but it's happening. What do you have to say about the change in her statement and her stance on the whole issue?
Just goes to show that they are so guilty. They don't even know which stance to take. I mean, somebody who's insisting on a CBI inquiry, first of all, being his girlfriend, why was she silent for about 30 days or 40 days? Why? What was keeping her away from asking for a CBI inquiry? I mean, like any girl in her place, I mean, she would be the first one to come out and say, my boyfriend has been killed and I need a CBI inquiry. She comes after 30 days and asks for a CBI inquiry, does a vault fast completely, a U-turn, and now says, I don't want it. So you can see that how desperately they are trying to save themselves from the noose. They're probably thinking, oh, we made a wrong move. We must make a U-turn. We must say this, or the lawyers are sort of ill-advising them. They are ill-informed. They are not too sure what to do. So that all of that is making them suspect, all of them. So, I mean, this was so strange that somebody who was like yesterday, insistent on a CBI inquiry today says, I don't want it. I mean, come on, you are an accused. I mean, it's strange that an accused is actually deciding that that whether a CBI inquiry should be done or not.
Yeah, exactly. Sir, also now that the CBI probe is going to happen, there are a lot of like glaring questions that like you said, there are millions and billions of fans wanting justice, and they have raised a lot of questions on social media, which we keep reading. Some of them also point at the fact that Siddharth Pitani opened the door and sent the locksmith home, sorry. And nobody saw him hanging except the ones who were there. Like you pointed out, Rhea Chakraborty was not called. She was not there at the place where it happened. She vacated the flat exactly before Disha's death. Disha's death is being interlinked to the Sushant's death. There are questions where he apparently was feeling very, very devastated and was fearful of something after Disha's death, which has not been revealed yet. What are the points that you think that CBI should be inquiring on at this point?
All these things that you said, all these things, we have talked about it innumerable times now. All these things, all the points, all the facts, all the prima facie evidences, all the circumstantial evidences that we talked about, right from the locksmith. Why would nobody's seen the goddamn locksmith? Where did he come from? Where did he vanish? Why wasn't he questioned?
The door is also a question that people have asked.
Yeah, whether the door was broken, whether he opened the door. Sometimes he opened the door. Sometimes he said he couldn't open the door, that we broke open the door. I don't know what the truth is. Why wasn't the cook questioned earlier? Why wasn't the bodyguard, the physical fitness chap, the trainer, physical trainer? Why wasn't he? All the Samuel Miranda, there's the funny, names that are cropping up every day. New names, stranger names that you're getting familiar with now. So all these people who are close to him should have been questioned in the first place. And all those people come within the orbit of suspicion. And CBI should take charge of everything, and all these things that Arnab has been asking, journalists have been asking. It's up there on the social media. I have been asking everyone. They are well informed. CBI would be well informed before they kind of embark on this. So Mumbai police have also been given 3 days to kind of submit all the facts. They must be reading the newspapers. They must be looking at all the facts that have emerged till now. So I guess they have too much
Yeah.
now to kind of delve into. So I think they probably will start off on a very good note.
Lastly, before leaving, I want to ask you that because I should and I must. When you started off and till the time now, there have also been a lot of critics who have said that some people, and they have also called you as one, who have been politicizing the entire death. And even the family had raised an objection when you were calling for and you were fighting for Sushant in the beginning, when they had not called for a CBI probe. What do you have to say to them?
The truth is out. What do you have to say? I don't have to say anything. The truth speaks itself. I don't have to kind of justify anything. You can see everything. I mean, I was the first one who started this. Then I went to Patna. I wanted to share his father's grief. I went there to gather political support for the moment that I started hashtag Justice for Sushant Forum. And Tejasvi came. Nitishji couldn't meet me. I came here. I met the governor. How is it politicization? It is political support. There is a difference. And now with the political support only that we are moving ahead. Of course, there will be politicization from political parties. But how would I politicize it? I mean, I was just mustering up support from wherever I could get. I mean, I was alone in that battle, it seemed. And then I was looking at, they say a drowning man catches at a straw. So for some time I was disheartened and I thought whether I should be into it because nobody was coming up, nobody from the film industry, nobody from outside. I had just a few fans who were with me and they grew in large numbers. So it was absolutely idiotic to say that I was politicizing anything. I mean, I went to Patna and I came back the next day. So what politicization? I mean, I had asked for a press conference. I mean, Tejasvi Yadav had asked for a press conference where specifically, categorically, we had said, beginning it, that this is a non-political meeting and we are here only to gather support for the forum. That's it. It ended there. And so it was absolutely foolish to sort of say anything. It's like those people, I wouldn't do anything and I wouldn't allow him to do anything, It's that idiotic. But the truth is out, so I don't even have to say anything. They have seen that how, this whole movement became bigger and that our only focus, only focus was to get a CBI inquiry, which has happened. So be it, God is great.
Thank you. I hope, the movement, which has gained so much momentum thanks to people like you and all the fans of Sushant and the family members who have been grieving and fighting for justice. I hope they find justice soon because, of course, he deserves it. And his family deserves it.
Yes, there was like a 34-year-old who had achieved everything on the sheer dint of his talent and merit, who was raring to go, who was wanting to touch the moon, touch the skies. He's just no more. It just brings tears to my eyes every time I just look at his photograph and I see him just playing out and just doing his exercises. He's talking to everybody, his social interactions. I am overwhelmed. I can't bear to look at him and accept the fact that he is no more. But God is great. Though he is gone, his spirit stays with all of us, and it's going to be a huge inspiration for all of us. And it's probably going to set a level playing field in the industry, and it's going to probably change humanity and human behavior forever.
Thank you so much, sir. The Sushant I knew was always somebody who loved with all his heart, and I'm sure now he's gotten love from everybody and support from everybody, and this should have come out, and I'm happy it is coming out now and the truth is out, like you said.